Okay.
Okay, this
In
man
terms,
is god tier.
yeah.
He's an auto S
shit.
for me.
Like, oh my god. We thought Ventus had lore to him.
Okay, even before the big reveal, he was just a cool character to like fight up against because
Yeah.
he had the two guns, and anybody with two weapons is automatically cool.
Mm. As we
He
established,
has an eye patch, and he
long
always
ponytail.
in the long ponytail. He's always just messing with people.
Talks like a surfer.
He does.
Whoopsie daisy. Wasn't easy putting you into a second sleep, and he almost woke you up.
You really put Organization 13 in a pickle. I guess that must be why the Keyblade chose you. But man, did it pick a dud this time.
But he just has so many moments where he just like turns the table on everyone else. Like his moment in Birth by Sleep is like really cool.
Which one?
Where he like towards because one, you have the reveal of like that's how he got his eye patch was from Terra, which
Terra
is really
shooting
cool.
me in the face.
Yeah, but then the fact that when he pulls up at the end of the game and it's like, oh, I'm actually teaming up with Master Xehanort, and you're like, that's how this guy got involved.
Yeah.
But then the reveal that I don't know if that wasn't Birth by Sleep, but the reveal where he's like, I'm already half Xehanort.
No, we didn't know that till Dream Drop Distance. Like we noticed his like appearance kind of changed, but we didn't know why. We knew Xehanort gave him more power, darkness powers. We knew that.
Yeah.
We just saw, he made him more powerful, and that's how that happened. And then they became BFFs. Even when Xehanort lost his memory, they were BFFs.
There was just such like an iconic moment that he was just like, actually, I'm half Xehanort already. And it was like, what?
That's Kingdom Hearts in a nutshell. I'm already half Xehanort. That's basically the Kingdom Hearts equivalent of, this isn't my final form.
Yeah.
I'm already half Xehanort.
But then it turned out that even wasn't his final form.
Nope.
Because it turned out he was the main villain all along.
All along. But okay, so did you watch Naruto?
No.
So in Naruto, this is like a 500 episode show. The very end, we find out that the real villain, who caused pretty much the whole history of Naruto to happen, is just some guy, some dark dude who's part of the main villain, and he cucked the whole history of Naruto, and that pissed me off. This I didn't mind as much because one, he was more present than that villain was, and you could understand it because he didn't do everything. He laid breadcrumbs for shit to happen the way it did.
Yeah, well, and it made I think the reveal was done really well because when you first meet him in 2, he's just like he's just one of the top like associates to Xemnas. So you're just like, okay, he's just like an important dude within that group. And then you meet him in Birth by Sleep, and it gets really interesting because you find out that he knew like Xemnas's somebody before he became a noble. So they have that previous connection.
Yeah.
And they were already working together, and then you find out he was kind of already evil, which is interesting. But then going into 3, obviously, you have the key back cover movie where, you have Lushu at the end is sent to, here's my eye in this Keyblade and watch the future.
Yep.
So that the Master of Masters can write the Book of Prophecy. And that's like a super weird, like, time travel-y, like plot breaking thing that and he's given this mystery box. And so I think the big thing going into 3 was like, what is that gonna translate into? Like, what does that mean? And then 3 happens and they build the organization again, and obviously, Xigbar comes back, and it's like, okay, that makes sense. Like, he was working with this guy before, and then he worked with him in the old organization, so like obviously he'd bring him back.
Yeah.
And then, he gets beaten, as you would expect to. And then it's like, oh, I was actually part of this all along. And I think it works really well because in the chronological history of the series, he would have been, when Lushu was sent by the Master of Masters to observe things, like where better to observe than from like, the 3rd or 4th seat
exactly
in the organization.
retroactively, he always seemed special, but you never noticed it. That's a perfect thing. Because even in 2, he was the first organization member you talked to one-on-one. And like, well, we didn't question it. And then in Birth by Sleep, we see him. And it's like, okay, that's a cool Easter egg, because we saw Isa and Lee and Alias and Dylan. So he wasn't the only person we saw the somebody version of.
Mm-hmm.
And in 2, he was just in 2, he got taken out unceremoniously, which is a connection we'll talk about later. And then he's the first person you talk to in Dream Not Distance. Not the first person, but the person who really gives it to you, the info. But you never ask why him. And that's perfect, because that's what he did. He just snuck in. We never asked questions. We never asked who he really was. We're not Luke Sword. We're not as smart as Luke Sword is. So I can't. It's so hard to like fool me, and Xigbar really did that, because I didn't see anyone say Xigbar is Lucio or Xigbar is like anything. I thought he was Master of Masters for a little bit because of the one eye, but Nomura, that's probably a red herring. Nomura's too smart for us.
I think I think that twist was just done so well, and I think he was already really cool before that, and he already felt really powerful. And then the fact that he was just like chilling, and that he's like not like he had yet to begin his like what he wanted to do is like really interesting for everything going forward. Are definitely
gonna get more of him, like 100%. Oh, he's 100%. Coming back.
He's gonna do everything.
God. So he's gotta be S.
He's gotta be.
Gotta be. S for mystery. Next is Zaldin, who fucked this boss fight in 2.
Yeah.
This boss fight in 2.
This was how I think most people probably got to play as Mickey Mouse.
Yep. I didn't know until I fought him. Because, the fights are the Door, the bad guy from Mulan, Cerberus, him. I think that might be it. I don't know. But definitely Zaldin was the one where you did... Oh, I can play as Mickey Mouse. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I think one of the times I did it on like critical mode, and I played as Mickey Mouse like 4 times in that boss fight. Like, because you get to a point and it doesn't let you do it anymore, and I kept waiting to get to that point.
Yeah, I think it's like it starts at like I think 75% or something, and then it gets half every time. But yeah, so again, he's one of the members. There's nothing much to him, which is weird. Because it seems like opposite. Because every member who talks a lot gets nothing to do in the future, and every member who doesn't do much and gets killed is like so big important person, which is weird. But for the people who don't do much, I kind of like him because he's one of the organization members I really felt with in 2, just because. In Beast Castle, he was like a good antagonist. Because we would have had Gaston for Kingdom Hearts 2. Fuck no. He's better than Gaston. And like he's number like 3 in the organization, which I'm not sure if it's power scaled. It might be. I don't know. But like he's pretty fucking powerful.
I think it's like order of them joining.
I know, but like.
But I think also, he's
kind of
pretty
power
powerful.
Scaling. Because Xemnas like came like number 6. So. I think it's just because like I'm the leader now. Fuck all of you. But yeah. Okay. His lack of involvement in 3 is not his fault. It's because his Japanese voice actor died.
Well, yeah, and I also think it's just because his like, there's just not much else to it. Like he's just a guard at the thing. Like he wasn't like, super involved.
He could say something, but it's like Japanese are weird about that. That's why Phil and Lexius didn't talk. It's a thing.
Yeah.
So he's probably one of my favorites just in terms of like ability and aesthetic, but we can put him in D.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair.
Okay, Lexius is the worst Dylan.
Is he?
Worst Zaldin. Because like the one thing he does is hit Riku once and trigger darkness mode and then get Zawaru mode. He gets one hit KO'd.
He's not very great either. He has a weird like boss fight that you have to like look up the like the metaphor.
The point
It has, like, a
system.
weird, yeah, it has like a weird point system for you to be
Yeah.
able to do any damage.
I'm pretty sure. I'm 100% that's a Dragon Ball reference in terms of like, because he goes Super Saiyan and the power scaling. I don't know, but
Yeah.
yeah, there's nothing much to him, and he'll never get anything again because he's just
No.
a guard, and they're not gonna make him talk ever again. So he's F.
Yeah. I will say it will be interesting if at some point they do get somehow like put those guys into something interesting.
I hope they do one day.
I think the most that they ever might, like the most logical thing I would think would be like the Subject X stuff, just because I think that does like directly connect back.
So next is Vexen, who weirdly had a good arc in 3, which I did not expect.
Yeah.
Because I suspected he would be in the organization before, but just like at first he's like, I just want to continue my research. I'm an evil scientist guy, but then he's like, oh no, I want to help. I want to help from what I did when I was in the organization because he grew a conscience. He helped a lot in the end.
Yeah, and he was interesting when in like Chain of Memories when he was evil scientist guy.
We didn't really know the organization at that point. But we could feel he was like, he thought he was the shit because he's smart.
Mm-hmm.
And he's always like, I'm number 5, you're number 6. Shut the fuck up, I'm better than you. So he definitely thought there's a power scaling system to the numbers.
Yeah.
But then Axel's just like, Axel's number what? 10? Bye. So he's not the greatest character, but he does for like one of the minor villains, he does a good amount. I would put him in C.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Based on where we have other people, I'd put him at C.
Yeah, C for cold. Zexion, which they put too much emphasis on what he ends up doing.
Yeah, I feel like in some way he kind of is like Vexen in that he was like a super evil like in the way that Vexen was like evil scientist guy. Like Zexion just felt like evil book guy.
Yeah.
In Chain of Memories, but I think Zexion was less successful at it.
Yeah.
And
Vexen at least had a personality to him where he was like cocky and arrogant. Vexen was just like, Zexion was just like, follow the rules, please.
Yeah, and then when he isn't like helping the team out now, he just kind of does it.
Yeah. Well,
So-
in Birth by Sleep, they tease at him saying like, oh, he's just a boy, his parents disappeared and I take care of him. And he's like, he's pretty much Ansem's son. And like there's this sweet little thing where he kind of cries. It's like, oh, master, they told me you turned evil and that's why they murdered you.
Yeah.
There's stuff. He's wasted potential. That's what it is.
Yeah.
They could do so much with him.
I would probably say D.
Yeah. Like the second he does anything else, I'll move up to C. But for what he's done, nothing much.
Yeah.
So Isa, Sykes, whatever. He's weird because like he felt like the secondary main antagonist of 2 for a bit because he was always the one who like showed up and gave off main enemy vibes.
Yeah, he felt like the number 2 guy, even though he's like 7 or 8.
I think he's like Ansem's lackey pretty much.
Yeah, he kind of fills that role.
Because Xigbar just kind of does his own thing because he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, because he's just there coasting.
Yeah, pretty much everyone but Vexen and Sykes don't give a fuck about the organization. They just have their own reasons. Vexen and Sykes are simps for Xemnas. But then, of course, he gets more complicated pretty much in 3. Because we see him as Isa in Birth by Sleep and just like, oh, he's just Lee's friend.
Yeah.
But then you find out he's like pretty much just sad that Lee made other friends, even though Isa never gave a shit about him earlier. I don't know.
And then I mean in Dream Drop Distance, he's kind of like, I think that's where he makes that turn and it's like oh, I'm gonna just be I'm gonna be a nobody again so I can help Xehanort.
Because I don't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah.
Because Lee's my best friend, but he made other friends, and that made me mad. That's why I fucked everything up. That's why I tried to help destroy the world. He's like Diet Lee in terms of motivation, because Lee, you really felt that everything he did was for friendship and for the comfort of someone that he used to feel. And Isa's like that, but less, because we didn't know about that till he died in 3.
Yeah, till like the very end.
And then he comes and with ice cream, like, sorry, I tried to destroy the world. Here's some
Yeah.
ice cream.
can I offer you some sea salt ice cream in this trying time?
So, in terms of people with a story arc, his is like kind of least good, just because we never saw anything with him really.
Mm-hmm.
His boss fight in Rewind was ass. It's like one of my least favorite. I put him in C.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
C, the moon. I don't know what his moon thing was. It's like he had a boner for the moon.
You put him in B.
Fuck. Subconscious. No, C. It's where he belongs, Sykes. Bye.
That's where he belongs. See, he's always trying to move up a little bit.
I know. Hopefully he comes back and does... does he have a weapon anymore? I wonder.
I don't know if he just uses that same, like, weird paddle thing.
He got a Keyblade. It's fine. Betcha.
He probably will, yeah.
Moon Keyblade. So next is the Master of Masters.
I was going to say the exact same thing.
He come on. He is Xigbar, but now we know now we know something like Xigbar can happen. We know to look at everybody who doesn't get a lot of screen time, but shows up for no reason everywhere.
Yeah, okay, the only reason that he wouldn't be the Master of Masters is because we figured it out. And because you have that moment like in 3 where he talks to Vexen and he's like, well, what if we actually change sides? And he's like, whoa. And it's like, that seems a little weird.
He was my favorite organization member because his boss fight was good but very hard, but it wasn't bullshit like Zaldan's.
Yeah.
It was just challenging.
Yeah.
And like he's one of those people, he's one of those personalities where he's goofy until like you make him mad, and then he'll rock your shit.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, his thing when you first meet him in Olympus Coliseum is like really hilarious because he's just like reading off a cue card and is like, okay, I guess I have to fight you. I really don't want to though.
Yeah.
And he's like just doing all it because he has to.
And then he doesn't fight you, he just sends his water clones after you and leaves. And then he has to fight you in Hollow Bastion because he's pretty much forced to. Yeah, he has a good personality just in terms of him being like pretty much the only organization member with a personality besides Axel. I like seeing him in 3 the first time because they just talk endless shit about him. That's his thing. He gets shit on a lot.
He does.
Like even in the final mix versions, he's like, "Oh yeah, Sora actually will beat him," and then Xigbar's like, "What, you gonna do it?" He's like, "Oh no, I'm not gonna do that." Even though he could easily kill Sora with how we were playing him because he did it like what 50 times probably your first time playing.
Oh yeah.
So definitely gonna have more to do. Definitely. He was in 3 way too much not to be important later. Even put him in Remind.
Don't they hint at like him and like Luxord and Marluxia and Luxine like being from like a...
Yeah,
like,
he's a Keyblade wielder.
Yeah, because they pull all of them together and are like, okay, you guys are like something special here.
He's like, I'm gonna unleash your past Keyblade potential or something like that.
Yeah,
and we already knew that about Marluxia and Larxene. But we were like, what the fuck? Luxord and Demyx are 2 people who got shit on in Kingdom Hearts 2?
Yeah.
And Luxord, we'll get to him. But like, he's a Keyblade wielder too? What the fuck sense does that make? I don't know. But yeah. And again, Masters was a Keyblade wielder. So, I say B for now.
Yeah, I think that's pretty appropriate.
B for now, but he'll be S sooner or later. Especially if he's Master of Masters.